Hello friends, today I am explain Wednesday season 1 part 2. I hope you like it. If you didn't watch previous parts, so go first watch previous parts, you will find its link in the description. If you don't understand anything, so hurry up and check out. Let's go now. Without further delay. At the time of the medal, I went to a statue that had a book in its hand. As soon as she solved a riddle written on the book, a path opened there. As she went inside, we saw that there were pictures of many other people besides her mummy. She also found the book she was looking for there, but as she was looking for it, someone suddenly attacked her, which made her conscious. Now, as she regained consciousness, she saw that she had been held captive by some people who were also wearing masks. But when she heard their voices, she recognized them and said, "I have recognized you. You can take off your masks." In fact, these people were none other than the villains and were with her. Meanwhile, she had also untied her rope and started to leave from there, but as she was leaving, she said, "You are all small children. You don't even know how to kidnap properly." After returning, she completed the picture by attaching it to the book, which the boy tore off. She had taken it and started reading it. Now the next day, the principal gives all the children a project that requires them to go to all the shops in the city and work. After reaching the city, Vanessa shows the book to Zivar and asks, "Do you recognize this book?" He says, "Yes, there was a fight between my boy and the one you said attacked Maslow's. This book belongs to a wizard and is more than 30 years old. So what are you doing with it? Listen to this." She asks him, "What else do you know about this wizard?" He says, "Nothing special. If you want to know about this wizard, you have to go to his castle, which is quite old, a special house." All the children of the academy also go to different shops and start working. Fenz became a waitress, but seeing her passing, no one takes her anything to eat. Vanessa's friend was eating pastries, when a naughty girl started bothering him, and that's what happened. Vansti arrives there and beats them up. After that, she takes her friend and casts a spell and goes home so that she can know the whole truth about what happened last time. There are many things of the magician and a painting there. She sees the same girl holding the book that she saw near the cave. She thinks that when Vansti went to get the flag in her race, she also finds the book of the girl with the painting there, but she ate it because it was fake. In the same time, a woman arrives there. Vansti asks her about the real book, to which she says that the book was stolen and where you are standing right now is not the real house of the magician. After that, Vansti meets the waiter and goes to his hotel and asks him about the real house of the magician. He also tells her about the real house. Yes, Vansti is alone and goes to that house. There she meets an old man who tells her that this is mine. "This place is my home, get out of here too." The hand of vanity attacks her face. The man runs away from there in fear. Vanity can't find anything from here, so she starts to leave. But as she goes out the door, she immediately has a thought in which she sees that the magician has proven a girl to be a witch and locked her in this house. Yes, many other people were tied to her before. All of these people were outcasts, meaning there was a vampire, a mermaid, an owl, and a witch. That's why the magician considered them all to be devils. After imprisoning all of these people here, he sets the entire house on fire. The girl was proven to be a witch by the magician. She tries to free her mother, but she can't because everyone was tied to the ground with chains. Only that girl was free. That's why she has to escape from there through the basement on her mother's orders. After that, the magician, who was extremely cruel, locked everyone out. Burned the cast members. He was a cruel man who burned all the outcasts. Sometimes that girl comes to Vincetti and says that she will kill us all in a very short time. When that same time, the magician also comes there, which scares Vincetti and she comes back to her senses, meaning that she comes to her senses in the present time. She says with her hand, "I saw this girl. She even talked to me. I think she is a member of my family." Then the forest master comes here and attacks this house, but when he sees Vincetti, he runs away from here. We look back but see that the footprints of the magician have turned into human wings. The next day, the statue of this magician was to be erected at this place as a mark of respect because the people of the city considered him their hero, and today Venus T was called there to rescue him from arrest. But those people start doing their job by erecting the statue because on the orders of Venus T, he had already poured gasoline on the statue. Seeing the fire, everyone runs away from there, but Verisli is still sitting there, playing the flute. At the same time, she is also happy to see the statue burning. Now the principal had this suspicion on Venus Day, but the principal had no evidence against it. Now, the old house of the magician where Venus T had gone, yes, he was an old man, he was still staying there, but then that monster comes there and attacks the old man, but as he is dying, that old man takes pictures of monster on his camera for 2 days. When the police get this news, they immediately reach the scene where they also get a picture of the monster from the old man's camera. The next day, Hand goes to the dead house and puts something on the camera installed there so that no one can see what he does. Then he opens the door and Vanity comes in. She was actually here to see the wounds of the old man who was beaten by the monster. After seeing the old man's body, she records all the data with herself, while Hand starts making a file for him. Just then, a doctor and a police officer also arrive. When Vanity sleeps in a box to hide, then when the doctors see the box open, they immediately check it, but when they see Verity lying in it, they think it is also a corpse, so they close the box and leave. But then when Hand comes to take her from there, she says, "Okay, don't bother me, please listen for a while, it is really fun." After that, she makes her Vanity find out that the master is actually a body part. The next day when she goes to the academy, she sees someone's claw marks on Zever's neck. Now we see Zever coming out of a cage, and because Veleas Decors was already suspicious of her, she also followed her there. There, she sees many drawings and pictures of Master. As she starts to leave, Zever sees her and stops her from leaving. But Wednesday tells her only one thing to distract her: "Will you come with me to the dance party that is being organized?" After that, she takes the drawings of Master and gives them to the police officer, to which he says, "We can't catch anyone without any solid evidence." Now, Venus presents all her research to her friend so that he can help her. After seeing one of the drawings, her friend says, "I know about the place you are talking about." He takes Vanessa to a place that was a cave, inside which they find many bones and a handcuff. After a thorough search, she finds a large, pointed nail there, which she keeps with her. After that, she goes to the cabin with the jewel painting and takes out a cloth with blood on it from Desbian and keeps it with her. Then, as she starts to leave, Vanessa remains there and asks her, "What are you doing here in my cabinet?" She stabs him and asks him, "What do you think of this thief on your neck?" He tells her that this monster has been coming to my dreams for the past few days, that's why I make drawings of it, but one day I lost control of my magic and the monster's claws came out of the drawing and scratched me. But now, because Vanessa was shaking him, he gets very angry with her and immediately tells her to leave. Vanessa, take that blood-stained cloth, and the girl goes and gives the nail to the police officer and says, "This is evidence, and of course, get the Annie tested." I think that's enough evidence, right? So she goes to her friend and says that there is no one with us to go to the dance party, so we do this, we do not go to the dance party, but go to the cave and find the master, after which at night Wednesday was preparing to go to the forest with her friend, but just then the waiter comes to her door, ready because the Hand has taken her from Vansti. Because the waiter was very happy, Vansti did not want to break her heart, so she cancels the plan to go to the cave and decides to go to the party with the waiter. She starts to leave from there. When her friend comes there, she tells him that "I am going to the party, we will do this, we will go to the cave tomorrow," but her friend goes to this cave alone without telling him. Meanwhile, everyone in the party was enjoying themselves. Everyone had come to the party with their own partner. Yes, Zuwer had brought this villain girl with him, but when Vansti comes there with the waiter, they see both of them together. The jewel does not seem to be in prison. When everyone was dancing, Venus Tech's dancing style surprised everyone because she was dancing in a very strange way. Meanwhile, Venus had reached the forest with 2 dogs and was waiting for the monster to come in secret, but then someone comes there and explodes in this cave and runs away. He was burning after seeing both of them. That's why he tells the winner girl to take off your pendant and ask her for help on your prison so that I can forget about Fensley. I hear the villain girl gets angry and tells her that earlier you were saying that I have controlled my water fairy and now you need my help to call someone. Then he comes out with a group of naughty boys and they install a big pipe in the pump of the dancing club, and then suddenly it starts raining blood in the party because the tanker that the naughty girl had brought, the pipe of which they had installed. Who was I actually? Everyone gets scared and starts running away from the party, but Vanity stands there because she was having more fun now because it wasn't raining but rather it was colorful, in which she was enjoying a lot. Then Vanity has an idea in which she sees that her friend has gone into the forest alone. Yes, he is in trouble, his life is in danger, so she runs away from the forest to save him. Actually, the monster was after her friend, from whom he was running away. That master attacks him once, and then Vanity goes there in search of him. The monster sees him and runs away from there. She gets very scared seeing her friend lying unconscious. In the same time, her teacher also came there following her, which is why her friend is taken to the hospital and Vanity goes back to her academy. Yes, she was trying to explain the accusation to her dad, but what is the truth? Academy, all the parents come to meet their children because there was a meeting today. Ansbel tells everyone that I stayed with my friend. His condition is improving. He will recover after a few days and come back. But Venus Day, standing far away, tells her roommate that it is a lie. He is in a coma. The poor thing. Sometimes both of their parents come here and she goes to meet them. Venus tells her mother that since you left me here, all those attacks have happened to me. Look, Zur and the villain girl are standing far away from their families because their mother-in-law has not come yet. Now the villain girl has improved and she had also become friends with Zur. So from now on, we will be friends of the same Zur. When her mother-in-law also comes here in the same time, she was quite surprised to see that Wensley's parents meet the principal, and he says that in a very strange way, she is the first to suggest that she should take her to the doctor for treatment. Now before that, her parents say something there. Immediately, she says, "Ricky, I want to ask you something in bed. Look, why is a boy named Garrett accused of murdering you and who was he?" Wensley refuses to tell her anything, so she leaves here saying to her mother, "Tell me the price, find the rest of the evidence." They go straight to the hospital to meet their friend. Yes, it was Wensley's colleague who was holding her hand. Now it turns out that the doctor has taken his own life. And this was the same doctor who came to see the old man's body from the morgue. Before he died, the doctor had also left a letter in which it was written that he was ashamed of Garrett because I had made a false report on him. Now, when everyone was eating, a police officer came and grabbed Evan Estie's dad and said that he was being arrested for Garrett's death. Jeremy Vanesty goes to meet his dad and asks him what his relationship with Garrett is. When he tells him that Garrett loved your mother very much, then one day when your mother and I were together, Garrett attacked me so much that I defended myself enough that he died by mistake. This son, Vanesty, found his words a little false. Then she goes to the police officer and says that Mad Dad did not kill Garrett and that a conspiracy is being hatched against him, to which he says that the world does not run according to your calculations, we have evidence. She has come against your dad, she says I don't believe it and I think the one who tried to kill my friend must have killed the greater. The roommate was sitting with her mom in the park where her mom wants her to become a werewolf and she tells her to go to a doctor, but the roommate doesn't want that, so she leaves here. Now Velaist goes to her mom so that she can know the whole truth. Her mom was in the secret library. She tells her mom that you sent me to this academy so that I can always be your follower. To this, her mom says that it is not just an academy but earlier it was a group which was founded by a woman from your dad's family whose name was Goody. She says I am this.